So, what's up, everyone? We are back at it with another little episode of the Beat Reviews. Back on the channel, back on the live stream again. Feels kind of cool. Feels kind of fun. Starting this thing up with a little bit of music in the background. That's not what I normally do, but feels cool. It's really hard to set the mix for this. I don't know if this is too much or not enough or whatever, but who cares? That doesn't really matter much, but it bothers me, so I don't know. Hey guys, nice to be here yet another Monday evening, my time, for another episode of Beat Reviews. Feels kind of cool, feels kind of nice. I gotta say that I've had a bad week. It's Monday, but the last week was not the best, and today was not awesome either. So stuff are happening, and I'm in the middle of it, and whatever. So it's nice to be able to have this possibility, this room, and these pieces of gear, and this audience to hang out with and talk a little bit about stuff, listening to music and whatnot. And that's what's happening today, right? We are listening to music. This is an episode of Beat Review, after all. So, Beat Review, if you happen to not know, but you should by now, I think, is my little concept, my little way of showing some love for my audience, to give them a little bit of the space. So I'm accepting any kind of submission coming my way. Just send whatever music you've made, and I'll review it. We're gonna have a listen together and, critique it if it needs to be critiqued, and just praise it if it needs to be praised. So, hello chat room. Who's in here? We have a few people in here. That's cool. And as I tried to communicate last week, this is now becoming a weekly show. So the Beat Reviews is happening every single Monday, the same time, the same channel, the same place, all that stuff. And we're not going to sit around and wait for people to join. We're not going to push anything. We're not going to stress anything out and listening to more stuff than I have time for. Quite the opposite, actually. We're going to take it slowly, one email at a time, going through everything and giving everyone some type of little opportunity and a chance to shine, and for us to listen to it. That's the entire thing. That's what it is. And this entire vibe is so different just by having music in the background. So let's check out the chat room. So we have some people already in here that we have listened to, or some people that have been featured on these live streams before, which is cool. Morran sent in some music, if I'm not misremembering. And also Aptermonos? That's a Greek name. It's hard for me to make it right. Yeah, we're giving everyone a voice in here. This channel is not all about me anymore. It's supposed to be all about me because I'm this YouTuber or whatever. Fuck that. We're just doing this thing together. Yeah, Chris52 was at it today. Let the beats begin. Hannibal Actor is also in here. Cool. Thank you, man. Thanks for the support. And Chris is right. He is right. Let the beats begin. We are gonna let the beats begin. For sure. We're gonna open up the mailbox and start digging through the thing. And just listening to music and reviewing it to some extent. And I'm already logged into the email, so I did a little bit of preparation this time around. Because I am, as we normally say, a super professional YouTuber. The email needs to be refreshed though, so I don't know how professional that is. Just making sure that we have this one on check, and this one seems to work too with the robot, and that one's weird. That one's crazy. I don't know how I feel about that. It's one of the Logitech cameras. Kinda sucks. That's a lot better. And is this the right email? No, this is... Aha! Remember a few minutes ago when I said I'm already logged into the email? Yeah, I wasn't. That was the wrong email. So, here we are. Boom. And things has been marked over there. It's cool. So, before we start listening to music, if anyone has anything to say, anything to ask, real quick, I'm open to it. You know? Made so well, loving the flannel. Yeah, thank you, man. I'm not sure if this is gonna work sitting down though. I'm doing that Akai sponsored mastering class today. Cool, good for you. Not hosted by me though. Kind of made it sound like I hosted it or I made it. I didn't. Akai is putting out some great tutorials for sure. Malson, Mickey Cuts is here, made so well again, as I said. Moldy Thoughts. That's a nickname if I ever heard one. Moldy Thoughts. The LSD army stuff was mine. Okay. Cool. What is this? No, that's my music, produced by me. And this is not a show about me. It's a show about you. This is a show all about you and your music. I'm dropping my thoughts all over the place. So, we have been in here for 10 minutes. Do we want to jump straight into it? Maybe we do. I have the first email all loaded up. And to make sure that no one is misunderstanding, we're doing all this in order, in the same order that they came in. So today we're still listening to beats that I got the 14th of October. So I haven't checked on that, but I guess the 14th of October was maybe the first or the second episode. Yeah, the second, probably. And people just send stuff in. So we have a lot of stuff to go through, which is a great situation to be at. We need a little bit more volume on the mic, right? So I can relax and not shouting all the time. Hola, amigo. How often do you do these? Yeah, that's worth mentioning. Maybe I want to try to record this in OBS just to see if I can make this into something on Instagram. Now it's recording. Whatever. So, welcome to this episode of the Beat Review series. A series that I'm making every single week here on the channel. Every Monday, the same time, the same place. Beat Review. It's basically my way of giving back some attention and some love to my viewers and people who follows me, basically. So I give you guys the opportunity to send music my way, submit anything. Doesn't have to be hip-hop beats, could be anything, as long as you've made it yourself. And we're gonna take the time to listen to it, me and the chat room, and critique it whenever it deserves and needs to be critiqued. And I'm trying to do that in somewhat of a constructive way, of course. Or maybe just embracing it and praising the quality of the stuff. Everyone is allowed to send anything in, and I'm listening to every single thing. So we're not gonna, if you sent me a piece of music yesterday and it's a Sunday, it's not going to be featured the next upcoming Monday. That's just not what it is. I have this list and this queue of things, and we're going through everything slowly and steadily. That's Beat Reviews. That's my Beat Reviews series. A live stream on YouTube every single week. Cool. So I can stop recording in OBS and maybe use that as an edit for Instagram. Cool. So we're doing YouTube videos as we're streaming now. Could be a cool thing. So let us spend a little bit of time with the first track for today. Yeah, we're gonna take it slow and steadily, so why not just start with the first one? This is a track that comes from someone called Sydney. The track is called Feeling Loopy .wave. So it might just be a single loop. Who knows? It also needs to be mentioned that if you send anything in, I'm gonna play the first 2 minutes of the track, because sometimes songs are like 7-8 minutes, and that doesn't really work. So 2 minutes is the time limit for the thing. Cool, so we have the first one, Feeling Loopy. Are we all set up to play? All the different pieces of software on this computer, you know? Kind of want to get one of those new Mac Minis, the M4s, but yeah, no. We're still on the M1 Pro. So that's it. Yeah, the first track gonna be played right now. Right now. That's a nice track to start off with, right? Called Feeling Loopy. And yeah, it was kind of feeling loopy, but not too repetitive, not too boring. Sometimes when you say something is loopy, that could mean that it's just a single loop playing through the entire thing. This one had a few, there was some variation and stuff going on. And it makes me think whenever I hear stuff like this. I tried to map it out on here, I think. This is about, it's not accurate, but it's about 100 BPM, which is really fast for what it is. and it just works with the vibe, the bass line giving and taking in terms of the timing. I love the snare drum of this one. Totally love it. Or the snap, I guess. And, you know, a nice balance between like the more melodic parts and the more like backgroundy harmonic things. The bass line, everything just nice and solid, a nice consistent track. Hard to say much negative about it. It does have a little bit of personality with that backbeaty kind of horn part. I'm a fan. That's good work. Good work right there. So, someone also says I think the drums and the bass on that beat knocks really well. Not sure about the brass. Yeah, I don't agree at all. I love the brass. If we had much more of it, it would probably be too much. But just that amount of it worked really nice to me. Nice and bouncy, someone says, and I couldn't agree more. Nice and bouncy, and nice track. One of those songs that could just be played in the background, used in a commercial, or just listened to as a rock solid instrumental piece. Oh, someone else also agrees that the brass throws it off. Huh. Okay, so Pete KS points something out that needs to be mentioned. Accurate, I've seen you in another episode checking the other side of the headphone with your healthy ear. Did you know you can set play stereo as mono in accessibility settings on a Mac? Yeah, I know. And that messes everything up with my audio interface because I have this somewhat complicated internal routing thing going on in the console. I'm using this Apollo X8 audio interface from Universal Audio to get feedback from everything. So everything just loop back. That's what it's called. So the microphone and the audio that comes through, it's all going through one single source. Whenever I do my beat making sessions, it's not set up that way. So everything is mono. But in this case, it makes sense for me to let you guys hear the stereo mix, even though I can't really appreciate it. So sometimes I switch it around, you know, the headphones, so I can hear the right side. There are some stuff going on my headphone output too, so I'm not getting, as you do, like 100% left and 100% right. That's not what's going on here. My panning, it's complicated, but the internal ways of the console, it works really well for me. But I decided for these streams, I think I have the panning set to like 80. So I'm getting almost everything on the left ear, but still some stuff in the right one. Maybe I don't need to do that. Maybe I can just hear mono myself. I don't know. I did what I did, and I know what you're saying though. I do that with my iPhone. But that also messes things up because my iPhone was set to play everything on the left speaker in mono. And then whenever I did some type of recording, like screen recording from the phone to grab a video or something, it seemed fine to me. But then I made some edits and I posted something on Instagram, and that video became mono, just 100% left speaker, nothing on the right speaker. And, you know, it's a whole ordeal. Yeah, whatever. But yeah, thanks for telling me. You do have a point. I'm not sure, but I think my setup is pretty solid as it is. Maybe I'm rethinking things as I talk. So that's Feeling Loopy by Sydney. Let's keep on going through this list of things. This is from someone. Hi, here's my beat. My artist name is Malson. I think we saw you in the chat room, didn't we? And the track is called Ease Up. Thanks. All the best to you. Greetings from Finland. So the artist name is Malson. Malsson, and I think we saw you in here a few minutes ago. Are you in here? Make yourself known. Make yourself known if you're in here. Don't be ashamed of yourself. Yeah, Molson, there you are. Saying yo yo like 10 minutes ago. Yep, I'm here. Cool. And I think this adds a layer to things when the actual producer of the track is in the chat room. And I consider this thing to be a safe space, you know? I do a little bit of critiquing, but I try to keep it somewhat nice and constructive. And I would hope that you guys do the same. So I want this to be a forum where everyone is free to speak their mind. Critiquing someone and giving someone advice is one thing. Being overly critical and negative and hateful is another thing. And that doesn't belong in here. It's not one of those rooms. That's not what we're doing, you know? I also need to mention that I'm not the best producer out of the bunch that's already in here. We have about 40 people watching, and I'm not the best producer of us. That's for sure. So I'm not going to put myself on this high horse and think that I am more than I am. But I do have this space, this channel that we've built up for years, and this is the place where we're doing this, you know? So yeah, everyone be nice to people and don't become defensive if you are getting criticism, but you are more than welcome to help us out understanding something if something is up or whatever. I think you know what I'm trying to say. I think you know. And we haven't had any issues with this, by the way. Everyone is always super nice to everyone. So let's hear Malson with the track called Ease Up. Let's have a listen. Nice fade out. Cool. Yeah. I totally love the fact that we're getting some awesome stuff to get this stream started off with. Super high quality stuff. Both tracks so far. Awesome work, Malson. Awesome, awesome work. I mean, the vibe of the entire thing fits me like a glove. I don't have a lot of bad stuff to say about this one either. There are some things going on with the mixing that could be mentioned, but it's as well produced as it is. I think most of the things are kind of intentionally done, you know? If I would have made this myself, I actually wrote a few things down. I think that's a good thing to start doing. The favorite part, of course, when the higher frequency atmospheric pad thing came in on top of it. Wasn't expecting it. It came in, added a bunch. Nice, laid back chords, everything feels nice and cozy. And the pad thing comes in, totally fits the vibe, but still sticks out a little bit. Awesome stuff. What could be said though, in terms of whatever, the entire mixing, and I'm not a mixing engineer by any means, but maybe the kick drum was a little bit loud. But again, maybe that's intentionally done. Maybe that's a creative choice you've done. And in that case, I'm not going to hate on it. But what would happen if we took the kick drum down just a little bit and took the bass line up just a little bit to just change the balance between the kick and the bass? I don't know. The vibe, super cool. And the kick drum and the snare drum, people always talk about adjusting the pitch on your drums to have the drums fit with the samples and the rest of the musical stuff. And that's important in one way, sure. To me, that the drum kit itself is cohesive, that the kick drum fits with the snare and the hi-hat and everything just sounds like a kit, that's even more important to me. And in this case, the kick drum is nice, loud and punchy, and the snare is just, not a huge one, and it works in this perspective, in this track, for sure. So, Malson, thanks for sending it in. And some people wrote in the chat, Marlowe Diggs vibes. Yeah, for sure. It had a little bit of the Marlowe Diggs soul to it, for sure. I try to keep it simple, and I think it worked really well. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Nice and simple, but not stupidly simple though, because you had a bass line and you had the secondary pad coming in. Chris52 says, we are spoiled with so many very good producers in here. I know, it's almost intimidating for me. I'm supposed to be the guy who makes beats on this channel. Now you're all just taking the entire thing over with stuff that's better than what I do. I don't know. That's the purpose of this entire thing, and I think it's cool. It's awesome. So, Malson from Finland. That's cool. I've never been into geography or caring about stuff like that, but in this case, it's really cool to know. We've had some issues playing a song from this producer in Japan, a lot of people from the US, some Swedish people. This came in from Finland. We had some stuff from Greece, some stuff from Spain. I mean, it's becoming a community. I think it's awesome. Hannibal Actor, what do you have to say about this? Really like those drums, focused, deep, atmospheric beats. And me too. Nothing to hate about that. Nothing. So that's Malson. Thanks a lot. So here's something from Lucas. Hi there. I didn't realize you'd have rapping allowed on the stream. Anything goes. Anything is allowed. As long as it's legal, we don't accept, doesn't even need to be pointed out, but, racist stuff, whatever, it's not going to be played. May I submit a group from my Arizona's album? Yes, you do. Maybe just okay, whatever stands out. No, I don't want to change to Chrome. So, Lucas, you made a mistake by sending an entire folder of things. So now you've taken the risk for me to play your worst track. 1 to 14. 14 tracks. Which one will get played? I'm thinking not the first one. On albums, which track is kind of always a banger? Is that the second track? Or how does it work these days? I don't know. Track number 5, I think. Let's do track number 5. Sent in from Lucas from his Arizona's album. I'm saying that wrong. Arizona's. Yeah. Arizona's. I don't know.
1, 2, I get to 3, then boom. It's a fucked up day if short fuse is in the room. Cause I'm the lyrical brainiac, the blade wielding maniac. My bars hit like a dose of venom from my diamond back. You know how I do. Short fuse is in the stew. You a bitch if you talking shit out of the blue. Fuck with me, who knew? You's a retarded fool. I'm finna kill your girl, your whole crew, and you too. I don't like it when you piss me off, but it's incredible. Y'all acting like poison, but I know you fools is edible. Hell about to break loose, doing my own thing. Spitting this rough slang, shit go off with a bang. Lay in the stew, I can't remember how to sleep. My bars so lethal, puts the competition 6 feet deep. I love the mic, my rhymes tight. I'll smoke you like a crack pipe. I battle MCs, then disappear in the dead of night. I'm the myth, I'm the legend. My name is Short Fuse. I got the mic, now hell I'm about to break loose. I'm the myth, I'm the legend. My name is Short Fuse. I got the mic, now hell I'm about to break loose. I'm the myth, I'm the legend. My name is Short Fuse. I got the mic, now hell I'm about to break loose. I'm the myth, I'm the legend. My name is Short Fuse. I got the mic, now hell I'm about to break loose. Why you talking shit? You must be drunk off the liquor. Alcohol fucking with your neurotransmitters. On the mic, I'm quicker. On the trigger, I'm a twitcher. I battle Jesus, went to hell cause I'm the better spitter. I cook rhymes the same way Walter cook meth. Got the crowd going crazy till they run out of breath. When I grab the microphone and I say mic check, nobody wants to spit next cause they rhyme incorrect. A short temper, 5'6", they call me Short Fuse. I beat the mic, in other words I abuse. When I pick up the mic, all hell breaks loose. Cause I be spitting world-ending prophecies in the booth. Battle me if that's what you want, but you should think twice before you pull that stunt. Cause I was born a cunt, a tough one. Piss off punk, against me there's no luck. I keep a microphone tucked. I'm the myth, I'm the legend. My name is Short Fuse. I got the mic, now hell I'm about to break loose. I'm the myth, I'm the legend. My name is Short Fuse. I got the mic, now hell I'm about to break loose. I'm the myth.
Yeah, that's 2 minutes, and I think we get the point. You know, and the email also says that this is his second submission, and it is. Lucas has sent something in before, the same guy. But this time around, rap. And to me, you know, I am all about beats. I love beats and instrumental music for sure, but we all listened to rap growing up, and I still do, of course. So when it comes to involving rap, I think it can be done in a bunch of different ways. That's always cool. But for something like this, I mean, this is a straight up battle rap. It's just bragging. It's just me being awesome. I'm gonna kill you with my rhymes and whatever. That kind of rap. And that has a place and a purpose, of course. And it's one of the fundamentals of rap. I'm not gonna hate on that. But, you know, for someone who doesn't listen a lot to lyrics, the lyrics really stands out on this one. And they're obvious brag rap, you know. Maybe it's cool to disguise that a little bit. Yeah, rap about how great you are at rapping or how good of a person you are. But disguise it in cool ways to say it. This is a lot of I do this, I do that, I do this, I am this, I am awesome, I'm great, this is my name, this is whatever. Also brings back this old school vibe of super hardcore battle rap, just all about rhyme schemes and stuff. And that's cool. So, in terms of, I mean, I don't want to talk too much about mixing, but for this one too, if you just took the vocals down just a little bit, just to blend it in with the beat, I think it would be nicer to listen to as a piece of music. That's also what someone like me, as an instrumental musician, I normally don't listen a lot to the rap again, but here I did, maybe because of the mixing. Maybe that's what you're going for. Maybe that's not what you're going for. Who knows? Someone talks about MF Doom over this beat. Yeah, that would be cool. Someone talks about Das FX. Yeah, I can see the reference. Super old school, super funky, super cool in many ways. I wrote down some stuff here too. Funky, yeah. Maybe the beat is a little bit repetitive, but when you put this amount of rap on it, it just works, you know? It just becomes a piece of music. Normally we pick a beat apart and talk about all the details. But in this case, the beat is for a song. So that's a different way of thinking and a different way of producing. It would be cool to hear another rapper on this, even though the rap here is not bad. But you know, a nice and steady, pretty fast-paced thing. And that type of bass line always pulls you in. Always, like, immediately tells you, yeah, we're going old school with this one. This is going to be straight up true school, whatever you want to call it. Like hip hop. And I like that. Is there still room to send in tracks? Yes, there is, and there always will be. Boom, accuratebeatreview@gmail.com. Send things my way, but again, it's not going to be played soon because we're still listening to. When did this one came in? When did this one come in? This is also the 14th of October, Lucas. And we're still. This is 10 p.m., so we're still coming into the 15th of October. But yeah, please send stuff in. It's going to be featured, but please be patient. We're doing this slow and steadily as they come. So, it's also really cool for me to be able to just throw that one up, talk about that thing, and then just take it away. You know, it doesn't always need to be complicated for me to get impressed by technology. Yes. I think that's all we're going to say about Lucas's track. A lot of people liked it. Me too. Some things could be improved. Some things needs to be kept as they are. Chris52 was also helping out, telling people in the chat room what's up, how it works with the queue and everything. Thank you. If I could afford it, I would ask one or two of you to become a mod and like handling stuff like that. But I don't have any money. Also needs to be. It's also worth to mention that these streams are not generating any type of monetization. I'm not making any money off of these videos at all. There's not going to be any ads or anything, because whenever I do, it's always issues, because you guys are sending stuff that you've already licensed yourself, or that has samples that someone else has the license for, and someone else just takes the revenue. So I decided to just do these streams with monetization turned off. So I'm not making any money at all off of this. And it's not what it's about. I don't know. It's just worth mentioning. So the next email comes from Rasmus. Made this a while back. Would be cool to get some feedback. Keep up the great content. YouTube, chopping beats. I think we've heard this guy before too. And the track is called, okay, New Job is Inspired. So that could be a good thing. admins don't make money anywhere? No, but it doesn't feel fair of me to ask someone to put in work without any type of compensation. Just doesn't feel fair. Let's go.
Now let's go around the world in 80 ways in space as we capture the international flavor of the Seattle World's Fair in the skies. Here are scientific concepts.
And that's where it ends. I really wanted to go back to... But again, this was about 2 minutes long. So this might have been bounced out after the fact that I said something about 2 minutes. The arrangement doesn't make... it's not fair of me to say that because the arrangement gets affected by it. To me, this is cool. This is really cool. You're walking this thin line between a super cool track that just fits well together and it being a little bit too corny 80s things with the main sample here. Those horns, I'm not saying that they are corny or bad. You're just walking a thin line, and I think you nailed it. I think this is awesome for what it is. The danger with samples like that is that if you use too much of it, it feels like the theme for the Love Boat or whatever, and it becomes corny and it's not cool anymore. To me, you used just the right amount of that stuff together with the rest to still get away with it. Someone points out that the bass drum is really nice, the kick drum, and it is. But what stands out to me with this one is like the completeness, the completeliness. Words. What stands out to me with this one is the lower register. How the kick drum works with the bass and the fact that these horns works together with it all. Because this feels like it's samples. And making samples work from a pitch perspective can be difficult. And you might have struggled a little bit with this beat, and I think you nailed it. It's great, and it's in tune, and everything feels nice. But how the bass frequencies works with the higher registers is what makes it for me. For this one, it just feels complete and well produced. And you had those three distinct sections, and you left the two most different ones to the end. I would have placed them differently, but you know, placing the variations in the track, if you're constrained to 2 minutes, that's going to be complicated. So maybe that's me and my rules playing a part. Carbon Vibes is also in the chat. Let's welcome Carbon Vibes. Nice to see you here. Someone who has also been featured in the beat reviews. I doubt moderating is work if the people come in anyways. Personally, I'm a horrible mod though. Yeah, I'm not asking anyone to become a mod because, I don't want anyone to feel forced to be here. Whatever. Sometimes I could just use a little bit of help. And you guys are helping me out, and I do appreciate that. So, we just heard a track from Too Many Windows from Rasmus called Choppin' Beats on YouTube. I love it. Let's just hear one bar. You hear what I'm talking about with the bass? The fact that the bass is playing as you have this, what is it called? The call and response kind of thing going on with the bass and the horns. To me, that's good. That's just mwah, chef's kiss right there. Weed smoking, autumn leaves falling, walkabout beat, too stoned to talk. Anyone though? That's cool. I'm glad you're having a good time. The tambourine comes too often to my taste. Yeah, now we're really splitting hairs. And I didn't even think of it, but maybe you're right. Cool. So that's the fourth beat or fifth beat for today. Okay, this is crazy. When I'm just watching the dates of things, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7, 8, 9, 10. We have 10 more tracks that came in on the 14th of October. Can someone please help me out with that? Talking about not being a mod. What happened on the 14th? I can just check that myself. I don't need to be that guy. The 14th of October was a Monday. That's when we made an episode. And that apparently made people just throwing things in. Which is cool. Don't get me wrong whenever I say something like that, because I love the fact that we have this catalog of stuff to listen to. I just find it funny that so many of them came in on one specific day. But I'm not complaining. This is what it's all about. It's your forum and my work to try to share things. Cool. Now I'm reading the chat instead of listening. Okay. This comes from Dick McGuffin. The beat is called Mo, so it's about to be played. I think I want to set up that camera just to have one to go to and show off that beauty right there. That's a lot better in terms of colors. Dark and moody, webcam. Dark and moody, pretty cool, pretty nice. Dark, webcam. Dark, moody, vibey, kind of cool, webcam. I think I need to adjust the settings for the webcam. Dick McMuffin with the track called Mo. Hell, that was way too loud. That's my bad. that was an experience. Mo.mp3 sent in by Dick McGuffin. Maybe that's a real name. Sorry if I'm laughing. I don't know. Someone immediately said that it was a strange one, and I couldn't agree more. I didn't know what to expect, and that's cool. Made on electron gear? That's a perspective. Maybe sounded like it in terms of like the modulation with whatever they do. A part of me expected it to go like boom-ts, cuts, boom-ts, cuts, boom-ts sometime. Never happened, and it didn't become like a lo-fi type of beat either. Just electronic music. Maybe this is what we discussed the other episode ago. Yeah, is that person in the chat? That's a good question. Let's check that out. So, is this again chill hop? I don't know. Is this chill hop? Maybe it is. It feels a little bit too up-tempo for that. And, you know, I wrote down a few words. Let me just... strange. Spooky. Because parts of it was a bit spooky. And I also wrote down out of tune? Question mark. Because, you know, pitch and scales and micro tonality and all that stuff is a science that we're not really ready to get into. But there was something going on with some of the chords here that created this like tonal dissonance that wasn't just beautiful at first glance, but when you heard it in context and maybe like got accustomed to it, it made sense. Does that make it out of tune? I don't know. Or is it just avant-garde and creative? Maybe that's creativity. Maybe that's what we found out right now. That's actually creativity. That's what that is. Equivalent of a David Lynch movie. Keeps you thinking. What I just heard? What was that about? Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. What am I hearing? What is this all about? And I mean, talking about music as an art form, which it is, music like this that makes you think about like definitions of genres, definitions of pitch. It's interesting. And to me, music like this is interesting and it's cool and it's experimental and different. Is it something you want to listen to always? Maybe not, you know? Or maybe it is. People are different. I liked it, but I can't really, since I have a hard time fitting it into a box, I feel differently about it. And also, fitting stuff into boxes is pretty much just a bad thing. But the fact that I have a hard time doing that makes me think. Maybe makes me feel more than anything. I don't know. Sometimes we maybe don't have to pick apart everything and talk about the details. I think of this more as an art piece, somehow. And someone also points out that he sampled his own voice, and he did, over here. You know, thinking like, I don't know, 2008, maybe. If we keep thinking like hip hop, 2008, I'm just saying something. Maybe 2004 is more accurate. Just Obi Trice, real name, no gimmicks. Could be a beat for someone like Obi Trice, you know? Or Eminem, even. But then this happens. Or could we hear someone rap on this? Am I thinking about this in the wrong way? And some of the chord progressions here are a bit spicy. Yeah. Maybe this a really wordy kind of rapper would also go on that. I don't know. Let's move on to the next one. We can't be talking about a single piece of music for that long just because it's interesting. Or could we? Yeah, someone also says that the sound choices didn't do it for me. Yeah, we never talk about sound choices, but that's definitely an important factor of things. But all the rhythmical stuff, together with all the pitchy stuff, together with all the stuff that went in here in terms of sound designing, it's interesting. Dick McCuffin, thanks a lot for sending that one in. Sorry I went on this entire rant about creativity. That's just what you get from someone like me. Yeah, I do have almonds, and I'm gonna enjoy them. Like that, setting myself up for a listening session for the next beat. Sent in by Gianni. Hello, Accurate. I'm making a little project with AI. Are we getting into this? Let's read the rest of the email. Hello, Accurate. I'm making a little project with AI. The beat is super simple, maybe a bit too much. So, oh, okay, I'm reading this all wrong. The beat is super simple, maybe a bit too much so. But I like the intimate atmosphere it creates with the vocals. Probably should have made a bit more variation though. Okay. So, time for a poll. Poll is made like that. Are we playing AI stuff? So, we have a poll going in the chat. Are we playing AI stuff? Fuck no, that doesn't fit in here. Or simply yes. I don't know. And he didn't say that this was AI generated music. He didn't. Hello, Accurate. I'm making a little project with AI. The beat is super simple, maybe a bit too much so, but I like the intimate atmosphere it creates with the vocals. Probably should have made a bit more variation. I have opinions about this. Okay, sorry. Okay, so I should have read this. The subject of the email is simple, slow R&B jam with AI voice. That puts it in a different perspective. Simple, slow R&B jam. I'm gonna take that as you made the music with AI voice. I'm gonna take that as you used an AI voice. And to me, I don't know. Let's leave the poll for a few minutes and see how you guys feel. And please explain in the chat room if you have changed your mind or whatever. Because if you made the music, that's one thing, and then just added an AI voice. I think that's more or less fine for something like this. For actually releasing it, that's a big no-no for me. But I have played around with a few AI tools myself, just for the fun of it. And if AI generated music was trained on something that's totally fine to be trained on, which is impossible to research, that's a whole thing in itself. But if the AI generated music was 100% pure and like fine to use, generating music with AI and use that as samples, to me, could be kind of fine. Could be kind of fine. I don't say it's totally fine and the best thing you can do, but it could be kind of fine. Considering what sampling is. Sampling is essentially stealing, right? We steal music from someone else and we change it. For someone like me, changing the music a lot is important, and that's a big part of who I am as a producer, to make my sound come through, whatever the sampling source may be. So if the sampling source is generated by AI that's trained on something that's 100% rock solid, I think I could be okay with that. Using an AI voice on top of music you made, though, that's just, why? But that's my opinion. Let's read what people are saying. We should at least try once. Yeah. I feel a slight bias. Yeah, I have opinions about this. I'm new to the channel. If you never played AI stuff, let's do it once at least. Let's be open-minded. Okay. Poor guy shouldn't have mentioned AI. No, that's right. That's right. That's just him being fair. Hannibal actor. Battle block. If you made the beat, it should be played for sure. Yeah, that's a valid opinion. I use AI to get ideas, chord progressions, and help with voicings. To me, it's like, yeah, using AI as a tool to... I don't see anything wrong with that. But using AI, just generating, going into one of the services and just make a lo-fi boom bap beat and then sending that in, to me, that's like taking space from other people. I understand why people would use AI vocals, but it's hard to draw a line what's fine and what's not. I personally feel AI vocals are fine. It's like synthesizers for your lyrics. If the AI was for voice only, I'm okay with it. Yeah, okay. So the poll now says, fuck no, that doesn't fit in here, 77%, and yes, 23%. And I think that's interesting in itself. But in this specific use case, we are going to play the beat and give him the time because it seems like he made the music and he generated AI on top of it. To me, that's fine. I use AI for mastering. Yeah, that's what Hannibal Actor says. And I think I do too. And I think I've done it for years, basically, because the isotope ozone mastering assistant thing is basically AI and has been for a while, right? And to me, mastering is just one of the things I do the worst and I care the least about. So using an AI tool for that is fine for me. What I'm saying is that if you just went into one of the places and asked AI to generate a beat and send that beat as it is, it doesn't fit in here, and I don't think it's valid to say that you made the music. Using it for generating ideas, maybe generating samples to a certain extent, could be fine. So, someone also asks if they can send in a beat. And of course you can. It's right down here. accuratebeatreview@gmail.com. So, let's not dwell on this too much. It feels like we can kind of agree on the fact that something like this should be played because this is a producer who made music. That's what it's about. That's my squirrel. That's my squirrel. Oh, okay. We have autofocus on... okay, I'm messing everything up. Autofocus on that one. And it's choppy. Yesterday was Father's Day here in Sweden, and this is what I got for my daughter to have in the studio. I love squirrels. Besides, squirrels and cats are my favorite animals, and I got this one. And he doesn't want to hear the beats, so he's gonna hear the beats. And he survived the fall. Cool. So, let's play this track and maybe think a little bit about the fact that the voice is AI generated. So let's try to focus on the music.
The ashes from my cigarette are still somewhat ablaze. Another lazy afternoon. I'm laying in my bed, dreaming of a light that glows while I am wide awake. Caught between the dawn and dusk, I only ask for this, for clarity to switch, so I can rise my slip. I'll be falling now. I'll be falling now. As those and pink silhouettes give way to black, and different hues of what has passed. Should I ponder what is best or what is left in earth and night? Confusing colors, what's left ain't mine.
So that's actually more than 2 minutes because it became instrumental and we heard some stuff that's probably, hopefully, manually or somewhat manually made. So, I mean, the music production here is on point, for sure. All the instrumentation, the bass line, everything just woo, totally in there. I can't help but being a little bit less excited about it because, first of all, the AI voice on this sounded just fine. It did. Way too loud in the mix. So it took overhand in such a huge way. Pretty much the only thing I could focus on. The vocal breaking into distortion. Is the vocal breaking into distortion, or is that just me? I was careful to take down the volume, so it shouldn't be the stream. The mixing, maybe. So yeah, we're not going to have this long discussion about AI. I've tried to avoid it on the channel in videos, and I don't want to make it like the theme of this stream. And I think it's fine to use AI. I'm just questioning whether it's what this concept is about. This is me sharing this space with you guys, we having this jam session together, listening to your stuff. If we had just, someone can generate fine beats, like 10 of them in a few minutes, would that be fair to make those tracks take this concept over? No. In this case, though, I do think that the AI voice sounds fine. It doesn't sound awesome, and it would always be better to have someone recording it. But if you need the help and you're just playing around with the tool, who am I to judge? I've done the same thing, and I think it's fine. I wouldn't release it on... I wouldn't make an official release out of it. And you didn't. You just said it here. So, I don't know. You are obviously, if you made the music here yourself, you're obviously a talented musician with the guitar playing and all that stuff going on, and the bass line being in there. An awesome little slow jam for sure. Nice work. I can't say anything else. Nice work for sure. In terms of the music, the beat itself, one of the best we've heard. Awesome work. Too bad that I feel the way I do about AI. And I know we can't avoid AI, and we're not supposed to try to avoid stuff like that. It doesn't make sense. Does it make me less excited? Yeah, it does. Well, Sarah Jackson says, "Hello, Accurate. Thank you so much for the work you make for us, for your honesty and your talent. My talent is nothing compared to what you guys are bringing to the table, that's for sure. But thanks a lot for saying so. I appreciate it." So let's move out of this entire topic and go into a beat from Sydney. Didn't we just have a Sydney? Yeah, it's the same person. That's not going to be played today. Sorry. You sent 2 beats the same day. Haha, trying to cheat the system. That's cool. That's fine. But you're not going to be played twice. I'm not that nice. Didn't mean for that to rhyme. So corny. So let's move into Christopher instead. This is a track from someone called Christopher, and it's on Spotify. Which my daughter is using at the moment. Now I'm using it. So let's see. I'm messing things up. Christopher Johnson. I don't understand all these different interfaces for things. That's not him. That's him. I think. Rattle Can Collective. Why didn't you say so in the email if that's you? Yeah, it is. That's the one. The next track. And from now on, let's not think about AI more today. Oh. Cool. So that can be found on Spotify under the name Rattle Can Collective. You know, this feels like one of those tracks that doesn't really make itself justice on headphones. You know, that's, to me, it sounds like something that should be played on huge speakers, in like a venue or on a club or something. The bass was, had a lot of depth. And listening to a loop like that, it's pretty much a loop. It's not the most exciting thing in the long run. Not a bad melody, not a bad sample thrown in there. Does it need a little bit more variation? Yeah, I do think so. Sounds cool, sounded good, but nothing to write home about in terms of the entire, like, complete the track, Anyone knows where to submit tracks? Yeah, I do. I know where to. I know you can use this email. That's what I know. This track, I don't know. There's not a lot to say about it. Feels a little bit anonymous, a little bit, could be a little bit more of everything. But sometimes you just need one of those nice, laid back, well put together loops. And again, I don't think it makes the beat any justice to play it on headphones. So that's one thing. Someone else said a bit monotone. Yeah, I agree with you, Hannibal. It was. But not bad. SNXT, is that you? Just says thanks. Are you the producer behind this track? In that case, make yourself known. Don't be ashamed of anything. You don't have anything to be ashamed of. It's a nicely put together track, but, could just have a little bit more stuff going on. I bet if I had a verse and hook, it would do some stuff. Yeah, okay, that's a perspective I often just forget about. If this was a track for an actual, like, lyrical rapper, just putting some bars on it, sure, it's a totally different product and a totally different thing. So if you make beats for artists, we're not really in the same genre. And if that's what you were going for with this, salute to you. More power to you. If you had someone doing something on that one, I'm sure it would become fire. So, the next one was also sent in on the 14th of October, making you guys again realize that we do have a queue, a list of things to go through. This one comes from Saya King. Saya King Beats. Yo, I have a couple of beats. You could choose one or listen to all of them. Yeah, we're not going to listen to all of them, but we are going to listen to the first one. From Saya Beats.
Do you like what you do for a living? These things you see? No. No, I don't. But that's life, isn't it?
So that's about 2 minutes, and I think we understood the idea of it. Cool. That's a nice track. That's a different one. Hip hoppy beat kind of thing, but also with these Middle Eastern kind of vibes. Cool. And when we heard the intro and the first drums came in, I was excited to hear the snare drum cutting through that nicely with this tambourine or whatever it might be. Cool. And it takes musicianship and a good ear to be able to use those kinds of samples together, because it creates this balance between different, I don't even know, different scales, I guess. When everything is not like a straight up A minor, but you have a little bit push and pull in terms of pitch, I think that's cool. It's different to hear that kinds of melodies and those kinds of instruments, and it works really well for sampling. You can make a sample-based beat with pretty much anything, and using Middle Eastern samples like that strikes a nerve. It just creates a unique vibe, and I don't hate it. Saya King, thanks a lot for sending it in. People are saying that it's cool. Made So Well has a point. He says, I definitely thought it was gonna pick up some energy, though. Me too. A part of me thought that, hey, when is this gonna drop for real and become this more massive kind of thing? And it never happened. To me, that's fine. Doesn't mean that it has to evolve. I just kind of expected it. But yeah, that's a cool track. That's a bit different. Am I running out of things to say, or was that one just a hard one to talk about? I don't know. We have another one from Jilted. 2 tracks, one called Hell on Earth 2, which could be a remix of the Mobb Deep track, and the next one is called You Wouldn't Steely Dan. So does that have anything to do with Steely Dan? I don't know. Let's take the Hell on Earth 2 and listen to that one. It's not very nice to take over the chat. Who's taking over the chat? Are you talking about yourself? Or people talking... Okay, let's try to keep it in English if that's possible. That's Deutsch. Müssen wir Deutsch sprechen? Do we have to speak German? No, we don't. Please try to keep it English. Because if you can't keep this to the English language, I'm gonna start going all... Nu är det dags att prata svenska och inte hålla på att prata engelska längre och ha en beat review helt på svenska som ingen kommer förstå. Eller kanske typ några procent av er. Och det vill ingen. Nobody wants that to happen, right? So let's keep it English. Let's keep it in English. That's my bad. Hell on Earth 2. Oh, no. Then we have to play that in an actual media player. That's loud.
Yo, the saga begins. Begin war. I draw first blood, be the first to set it off. My cause, tap all jaws, lay down laws. We take it with yours, we do drugs, bust the doors. Here come the D's, time to make breeze and guns toss. In full force, the team will go at your main source. My non-Taurus, hit bosses and take hostage. Your whole setup, from the up, we lock shit. Blood floods your eye, fuck up your optics. Switch to kill instincts for niggas pop shit. Your nigga know it, what's the topic? 9 pound, we rocked it. 96 stroke, back with more hot shit. Illuminate my team will glow like radiation. patient with no time for patience or complication. Let's get it done right, my click airtight. Trapped in the never-ending gunfights, and niggas lose stripes and lose life. Jail niggas sending kites to the street over some beef that wasn't fully cooked. Finish them off, well done me. Then said 22 slug to your head. Travel on the road down to your leg.
Hey yo, it's hell on earth. Who's next are going to be first? The project is front line, and the enemy is one time. I ain't gotta tell you, it's right in front of your eye. Hey yo, it's hell on earth. Who's next are going to be first? The project is front line, and the enemy is one time. I ain't gotta tell you, yo, front of your eye.
We rep the QBC, nigga rep yours, this is all love. Millie stack bound, heavily guarded by hollow tip slug. Then crack down, the wanna be thugs, adapt the gas sound, then bow down. Slow the foot, see how I'm foul now, articulate. Hitting body parts and start shifting shit. Never hesitate, it's the rap game unlimited. Sign my roster, we can do this, forever infinite. Then reminisce, 20 years later how we was getting it. Either with me, go against the grain, you better hit me. Legging me, you're robbing me, niggas better body me. Cause it's a small world of niggas talking like bitches. Bitches singing like snitches, pointing you out in pictures. Cause she rep the QBC faithfully. Player hating me, all that bullshit is just making me more the better. To concentrate on getting cheddar. Your shorty set you up, you won't get her. I told you, shape and mold you, son you, then I hold you. Like a pimp, mind control you, double edged blow you, handle BI like I'm supposed to. The click is coastal, international, you local. Bacardi mix.
So I'm gonna let you guys be first on this. Everyone, please say something in the chat room about this track, because I don't wanna go there. Help me out. Prove that we are this collective, this community, this whatever. Help me out. I don't want to be this guy. I don't. Someone says pass. Can I do that? Can I do that too? Can I just pass? Got a pop of a snooze out of that one. Yeah, for sure. You know, I never wanted to do this beat review concept to hate on things or to be elitist or narrow-minded or anything like that. But I feel it coming. I can feel it coming. So let's read some chat. Read some comments in the chat room just to check it out. The drums need help. It's a travesty. It needs kick drum. The melody is a bit too repetitive and could use a little variation. Yeah. The beat is okay, needs some more arrangement. Deliberately it's whip. I like the, okay, made so well. It's nice. I like the vibe in general. The bass needs to be cut around 60 Hertz. And the vocals needs to sit more in the mix. The clap took me over NGL. I don't listen to aggressive rap, but I prefer it from trap. Yeah, okay. Smash or pass, Fruity Loops. The beat would work better with some other vocal tracks. Yeah, okay. Dunk G is onto something. Let me just try to explain myself. I don't want to hate on anything. I don't want to be overly critical and negative about stuff, and that's not what I'm going for. That's not what I'm becoming here either. It's just, you know, this is Mobb Deep. This is Prodigy, right?
In the never-ending gunfights and niggas lose stripes and lose life. Jail niggas sending kites to the street over some beef that wasn't fully cooked. Finish them off well.
So it's on beat. It's not like you just made the wrong decisions, and you can clearly hear that this is someone that knows what they're doing, right? But in this case, I think you took it a little bit too far. The beat, the music part here itself it's okay. It's not my personal taste, but it's okay, and it's obvious that you know what you're doing. Using this a cappella on top of it, though, not your strongest choice. Not just because this just needs to be traditional hip hop. That's not what I'm going. That's not what we're talking about either. But when you're so used to hearing that type of rap or that specific rap on the original beat, hearing a version of it should be cool and interesting and sparking a little bit of joy. Like, yeah, you could think of it like that. And to me, this track makes me feel like the opposite way. Like, yeah, this is why hip hop sounds like it does, It doesn't have to, it needs to evolve. I agree with all that, for sure. But this beat and that rap just doesn't fit together. That's my opinion. I might be wrong, it's all subjective, and I'm not the end all be all, I know. That type of drum programming, someone said it needs a bass drum, and it does. It does need a kick drum. I heard the 808, it's not that, but it just needs a punch to keep a steady rhythm. And this double time feel you get out of a beat like this does not work with that type of classic traditional rap. At least not to me. Second Mobb Deep remix in the beat review. Yeah, I mean, the acapellas are out there and they're Mobb Deep, they're super, super great stuff. But yeah, the music. Sorry, I can't. I can't. Something inside of me just makes me want to like, no, don't do that. No, don't do that. And I don't want to go there. I think you guys had some valid points, and I said some words myself. Hannibal Lecter says, I know the original beat, and when you put the raps from a really iconic song on your beat, you don't do yourself a favor. No, you could. I think there are space for things to be improved or just flipped differently, for sure. Like, I could see myself slapping an acapella like that on one of my beats if I feel that the vibe is the same, or that it adds something, or that it brings something different. And this is different, but fuck, I hate this. And that makes me even more mad that it's that loud.
Hey yo, it's hella Guinness. POW niggas is found. MIA, we move like special forces.
And the cowbell too. Using 808s like that, and the 808 snare like gun, and then drop the fucking beat. Boom, boom. Allow it to be what it is. You didn't make the vocals any better. I don't know. Shit. I never thought this was going to happen. Thanks for sending it in, Jilted. You obviously made me have feelings. And that's something. The next track comes from someone called The Goat. Sup Accurate, love your content. Here's a beat I made. Your videos actually convinced me to get an MPC Studio too, which I used to produce this. Cool, awesome. Let's get into something else. Accept cookies, whatever. This is on X. Can I listen to this on X without logging into X? Because I'm not logging into X. I'm logging into X. Realizing that you're too much of a grumpy old dude. Accurate beat. Yeah, that's me. And that's my fingerprint. That's the next button. And it's wrong. It's incorrect. Okay. That says something. Fuck it. Who's sending a link to an X post? Fucking Elon Musk kind of thing. And it seems to be loading on Twitter, but it's not playing. And I can't log in. So that's my bad. Let's see if we can revisit that one. I've said it to sorry. I've said that one to a later time. Here's something from Glenn Dwells. Glenn Dwells sent me a link to a Dropbox account, and that should work. I don't need to log into that. And I can just play. Cool. So, again, we're listening to something from Glenn Dwells. The track is called Stump. Okay. Moran, thanks a lot. Telling me that the beat uses stereo heavily. Swap your headphones. I did, and I know what you're talking about. I see what you're talking about. So that tells me that I need to rethink my audio routing stuff for my headphones because, well, I'm never going to be able to hear that way, either way. Thanks a lot for telling me, Mona. You are an awesome person. So yeah, this beat is also triggering, but definitely in a different way. To me, this is awesome. This is great stuff. Those heavy drums and that like pitch shifted piano thing, the flutter thing going on with the pitch. If I would have made something like this myself, I would not have the balls to go that wobbly with the pitch. A bit, but not that much, because I'm a coward. This person is definitely not. And I'll tell you that it's triggering because if you're like a really musically trained person, maybe you even have perfect pitch or something. Hearing something like this could be just awful because it's not right, it's not correct, it's not in tune, on pitch, whatever. Yeah, please, Mona, please help me out when things are that crazy. Because Apple does a mono thing, I know, but I don't want to do that just now because it's going to affect everything. And also, external audio interfaces is a whole ordeal. But yeah, a nice fucking beat. The bass line and the drums, awesome. The wobbliness of the piano is cool. You know what? Let me actually just go into my audio settings and see if I can find that thing right now. Balance, mute, output. That's on the speakers. That's not what I want. That's on the monitor. That's on the Serato. And I can't even... That's interesting. I can't even find my audio interface in the audio devices because it's its own thing. Play stereo audio as mono. Let's do that for the entire thing and see if that changes things the way... I know it's going to change things, but maybe it's not the way I want. Because that also affects you. That's not why. That's why I'm not doing that. Well, that's going to be a problem for another episode. For now, yeah, someone said Chris52. That's a nice palette cleanser after that last one. Different, but nice and chill. Yeah, for sure. That's cool. OBS has mono. Yes, it does. But again, that affects you. And you want to hear everything in stereo. I guess. My music is never going to be stereo, but these things are, so why not just allow you to hear it in stereo? And I'm going to have to struggle a little bit. It's my bad. I got a brain tumor and a surgery and whatever, so it's not on you. It's on me. It's not on me either. I don't know. My music is always going to be mono. That's just a creative choice that I came up with for fun. So Glenn Dwells, thanks a lot for sending this one in. We needed that. Something heavy and nice and cool. Now we have something from the same person. Haha, no. You already had your opportunity. The next one comes from someone called Foesum. Foesum. What up, Accurate? Big fan for a few years now. Check out one of our new songs that I produced using Studio One. Sample is from a track called Soft and Easy by the Blackbirds. Something that I may have sampled myself because the Blackbirds have some crazy stuff out there. So this person made it sound like this is a rap song. Maybe that's right, maybe that's wrong. Let's have a listen. Fosum.
Fosum.
Oh,
2020 Fosum. We in the house. Take you on a trip on this path that we on. Check it. I could survive in any place on this planet you put me. Put my name in bright lights like the way that it should be. I move inside and strong-headed and intense, and leave my mark like dinosaur footprints, deeply rooted. Ain't no way to elude it. Anything don't look right if it moved and shoot it. No warning shots, got extra clips, reload them. Like a good hand in cards, gotta know when to hold them. I'm particular about the different things that I do. I wish upon a storm, watch it all come true. I done walked through the fire, I done fled crime scenes, spit rhymes that'll shine as bright as high beams. The addition on mission, go with fine precision. Move in position, keep a lead with a distance. You couldn't catch me if you tried with a Ferrari or Lambo. A sniper wearing camo and a handful of ammo.
You can't catch us on the path that we on. You can't catch us on the path that we on. You can't catch us on the path that we on. You can't catch us on the path that we on. You can't catch us on the path that we on. You can't catch us on the path that we on. You can't catch us on the path that we on.
By the time you look up, too late, we gone. I keep my eyes open when I'm out in these streets and hold my ground down using both of my feet. Had the odds stacked against me like numerous times. The way I get through the drama constantly blows minds. It's hard to walk through the fire and not get burnt. But sometimes life lessons must be learned. The hard way, the scored way, broken down cord way. Loved ones report ways. Missing you always. Gotta pick up the pieces when I'm falling apart. Before you get through anything, gotta know where to start. I'm chasing down dreams that I know I was made for. My blood, sweat, and tears that I bought and paid for. I take it to the extreme, shine bright with a gleam. Crisp and clean on the scene and the lack with a lean. I'm bringing my A game to any table I come to. So sit back and witness competition get run through.
You can't catch us on the path that we on. You can't catch us on the path that we on.
yeah.
You can't catch us on the path that we on. You can't catch us on the path that we on.
Sounded like a fade out would be appropriate for that one. Damn, that's cool. We don't hear a lot of those things in here, but someone pointed out when the second rapper came in, Ice Cube. Yeah, 100% Ice Cube, because it kind of sounded like him. The same rhyme scheme and the same pronunciation of things. You know, a classic West Coast, old school, feel good kind of vibe. A summer track. San Andreas vibes. Yeah, for sure. Music like that just makes me genuinely happy. So you see what's happening here. It's an emotional roller coaster, this beat review episode, for sure. In terms of the production here, I mean, everything sits just right in the mix, and that really matters a lot for something like this. The bass line and the somewhat, I don't want to say, no, I can't find the word. Let's forget about that. The drums, classic. Obvious, yeah. Could they be more creative and more out there? Yeah, sure. But, you know, the rap and that, you can't stop us at the path that we're on. That line itself, it's just awesome. That's cool. And the entire vibe, I love it. And also the high-pitched lead sound in the chorus that just makes it sound like a Dr. Dre kind of thing. Awesome. Made so well, sent over a super chat. Again, he keeps doing that. Made so well. Thanks a lot. And I do appreciate the support a lot, because again, these streams and these videos are not monetized, and we just do this for the love. So getting a little bit of financial support like that means a ton. And that's not me saying that everyone should do that. I'm just saying that I appreciate it. Accurate, you the best around. Thank you. Thumbs up on that one. And I can't give it a thumbs up. I can give it a like though. Cool. Vocals could have used a little compression perhaps. Like the bottom end had. Yeah, maybe, but maybe not. I mean, if you're trying to go for a specific sound, I see what you're saying. For a normal like production kind of workflow, yeah, maybe a little bit more compression, but maybe not. In terms of just for the style of it. Let's just, for the fun of it, see if there's a third rapper.
You can't catch us on the path that we on.
An instrumental section. We like that. And you know, building a beat on these kinds of licks instead of just straight out chords and melodies, licks like that on different instruments, a piano and the guitar and the bass line, makes everything feel so funky and so lively and so much fun. And again, I'm repeating myself, but having people of this caliber, of this quality, sending stuff into this little show, makes me so happy. Carbon Vibes also sent over one of those super chats for $10. So thanks a lot. We now have $20 for this episode of the live stream. JC asks, hello from Belgium. Would you be interested in an instrumental rock band playing a song with a flavor of hip hop in it? Cheers for the video. My answer is that anything goes. Send anything in. It could be whatever. If it's metal, I'm gonna hate it because I hate metal. That's just me being close-minded and whatever. But if you made something that you're proud of and you want me to share in this format and talk about, you're more than willing to send music to this email. Cool. 16th note quantized snare needs a bit swing. Nothing I thought about, but yeah. Ease back on the drums. It's muddy. Sounds harsh. No, I don't agree. And the slap bass, come on. So let's play another one. We can't stay on that one for too long, even though it was awesome. And you see, rap songs work really well. We are going to focus on the entire thing though. So the next email comes from Thomas, and we're still on the 14th of October. Thomas. Hello, I'm Thomas, Brazilian producer. I love your live streams. I hope you listen my beat. This one called Rain, a boom bap beat inspired by old Kanye. Cool. Rain, 93 BPM. So, inspired by old Kanye. That means it's gonna have some soul samples pitched up, which is never a bad thing. Oh. That's probably my bad. Sorry if I busted any eardrums. No, not just my bad. They are still really loud, but you know. So, if we want to be fair to something like this, and we want, I mean, something could have gone wrong in the mastering process or exporting the file or whatever, because it's not supposed to sound like this. It just can't be. So, let's try to put the mixing and the distortion of the drums aside. Just to be nice. The musical ideas here, there's nothing wrong with them. You know? Someone said, it doesn't move me much. And I see what you're saying. But the ideas here aren't bad, you know? The chords and the melodies, it all works. A lot of the total impression of the entire thing is that the drums are so distorted and so out of control. But if we just had different drums or just correct mixing, this would just be a nice, cute little track to listen to on a bus in the rain or something. You know? Not bad. It's not a musical masterpiece, but everything is in there. Everything is nice and solid, and it works. You know? So let's try to not think about the drums. Some nice counteracting melodies as well that works, and the harmonics. You know, the complete picture of this isn't bad, but the poor or the non-existing mixing of the drums makes it kind of suck. Built. That's a completely different track. Huh? Have I done something wrong? I don't want to be mean, but the only way I can describe it is generic. Yeah, that's maybe being a bit too harsh, but I know what you're talking about. The drums took me out of it, Hannibal Lecter says, and I know, I agree. The drums made the entire thing crazy. But it wasn't bad, you know? A part of me wants to speed things up because we're going slowly through this. And you know what's happening right now? By the way, these live streams are supposed to be 2 hours long, and it's already been 2 hours and 10 minutes. We're doing a few more. But we're also now on the 15th of October. So this is the first beat that came in after midnight, my time. On the 15th of October instead of the 14th. That's cool. And I'm gonna take the opportunity here to change up the mood. Sorry about that. Yeah, we're gonna change up the mood just because we are officially on overtime. And I'm still getting used to this way of doing things. That's a little bit too spicy. And that's just bad taste. That's okay. This would have worked if it wasn't for my shirt. Let's do blue. And let's crank it. So it changed intensity, but it also went back to the normal color. That's what we want. It's crazy how much something like that changes the vibe. Not to talk about that one. Maybe, just for the fun of it, we can do... No. Let's try... No. I'm not a fan of the interface of these lights whatsoever. I want to just... Oh! So we can do that one red. Let's do it the blue lighting for now. Because we are on overtime, but we're still playing stuff. Oh, a quick look at the chat again. We're also going into the junk folder. No, we're not, because I did that before going live. And nothing from the junk folder has been sent around this date. The junk folder was more recent stuff that came in like after the last show or whatever. So that's gonna come, but not for today. I can't click over there. There we are. The next one comes from Frank. I like the concept of the show. Here's something I made. Hope you dig it. It's on Spotify. Frank Mason Music. So, let's see. The link goes to... Oh, SNTX. Isn't that the name of one of the instruments in Reason? No, not exactly. SNTX gives me a super chat. €6. Thanks. I'm not sure which track he is trying to point me towards, but let's play this one. Freeze Bounce by Frank Mason Music.
Freeze. Bounce. 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 Freeze.
Okay. Again, too many windows. So, some people are saying that this one was quite chaotic. And it was. My problem with this one is that I would have loved to hear some type of intro, because the track starts like this. And it just goes on. And you know, maybe the concept of having an intro is old school or whatever. Maybe it's not cool anymore. But I think this beat would benefit from having some type of start to introduce some of the elements to kind of, you know, make you aware that this is what's happening, this is what's up, and then get into it. To me, yeah, it's chaotic and it's a lot of stuff going on. This is like someone trying to do everything all at once. And that's not bad. To me, it's cool. And since you have the foundation of those drunken drums and that type of bass line that feels very like LA beats kind of thing, and that's the foundation and it works, then there's a lot of sparkles on top and a lot of instruments coming in and out, and you know, the vocals happen and everything. It works and it's cool, but maybe it's a little bit much for the entire thing. And then you have this breakdown section at the end of it. You know, cool. It's a nice production. It's a good beat. It's nothing bad to be said about the entire beat. But it's chaotic and it's much.
Bounce.
But the bounce is definitely there, and the vibe comes through. But maybe have a section in there somewhere that breaks it down before some. I don't know. Cool. Great stuff. And you can just imagine someone working on this in a DAW and just seeing all the tracks, all the layers of stuff, and just squeezing one more thing, and one more thing in there. That's cool. I do a little bit of that myself sometimes. Never going this crazy though, but you know. Nice stuff. Nice work. Thanks for sending this one in. Frank Mason Music. And I'm realizing that my face also turned all blue. So let's try to adjust that camera. That light. That feels more balanced somehow. Cool. And who cares about the lighting? I do. Frank Mason Music. Boom. Another one in the bag. And just like in the last stream, when we're talking about finishing it, moving into the first page. So now we have 50 beats to listen to. So as Chris52 is explaining in the chat room every now and then, if you send your stuff in, it's not going to be played soonish. It's going to take a while. Red Bull and shrooms? Was that the vibe you got from that? Yeah, maybe. Bye everyone. I like this session a lot. Will for sure come back another time. Cool, thank you. Marcus is leaving us. Thanks so much for creating this accurate beats. Cheers. Thanks, and have a good one. See you in the next one. This next beat comes from Holistic Music. Not holistic, holistic. What's going on, Accurate? I'm a big fan of your channel and the videos you publish. Thanks for the great work you do and all the inspiration you give us on YouTube. Thank you. Reading stuff like that still makes me happy, you know? I go by the name of Holistic, and here's a song I produced for an artist named Hatch Wise Guy. The song's called Real as They Come. Much love from Detroit, and thanks for the opportunity to submit for review. Looking forward to your feedback. Cool.
As real as they come.
No ads, nothing, just straight in. I love that. Chris52, I can't do beats, but I can help out with the information. We all do our part. More beats for the people. Chris, you're nailing it right there. Now, let's listen to Hatch Wise Guy, As Real as They Come, produced by Holistic Music.
As real as they come. Real as they come. Your chances like a zillion to one. No lie. You feeling me, huh? No lie. Back in the days of a young bucky, weighing $120, smoking dime bags bought from saving my lunch money. I hustled selling pop and chips, graduated up the pot and paid homeless men to go cop vodka fifths. Slung that to classmates at the marker. Cheated on my first love, learned about karma. Professional was skipping school. Used to steal shit till I got blamed for stealing shit that I didn't do. 16, made 1,000 off of rapping. Wow, it really happened, just how I had imagined. Manifested through the power of attraction. Now I'm chilling, lounging, blowing sour out in Aspen. Thought I fell off, as hell no. Raising the brand, y'all thought was Kellogg. Hoes contact me quicker than bail bonds and jail cars. Could probably sell y'all my tell-all, as real as they come. Yeah, real as they come, real as they come. Your chances like a zillion to one, maybe 2 zillion. You feeling me, huh? No, you feel me. Pete, hit the lick and put some diamonds on my brother's neck. Just a subtle flex. Boy, we solid as a rock, piled in the guap when he told me come invest. Now I'm tripping about the crimes that I've done for less. Used to rock the off-brand bubble vest. Now I walk tall through the mall up in Somerset. Yeah, I got ties like sudden death. Think I'm unsure how I double checks. Yes, now I'm back, seizing a moment, attack recent opponents and slap beat to your culprits. Flame rappers to ash peak, then I roll it like hashish in the potent tobacco leaves and I blow it. I'm back. El Jefe, your essays major. Fuck my middle school crush like a decade later. Grinding for that crib on 12 straight acres. Cause I used to have a shack like the LA Lakers. Let's go. Real as they come. Zillion to one. You feeling me, huh? Real speech. Holistic. I feel good, man. This is what it's supposed to feel like. Your chances like a zillion to one.
I mean, come on. Almost feels like the right beat to end the stream on. That's some great stuff. And that's a full music video too. So I try to watch it on my screen and using that camera so you can see just a little bit of it because I haven't set all the things up. So, I mean, this is just high quality stuff. This is really good stuff. Nothing to be complained about. First of all, the beat. Let's get to that. But this is a rapper, you know? A cool guy standing in front of a guy with a yellow jacket standing in front of a yellow car, rapping and doing the whole thing. You know, rings and necklaces with Mac 10s or whatever on them. And we also saw DMX quickly being just talked to. Cars and girls and jewelry and money and all that stuff. And, you know, it is what it is. The culture. Great rap, you know?
Thought was Kellogg. Hoes contact me quicker than bail bonds and jail cars.
And this was Detroit, right? It's a great work and inspiration. I go by holistic. No, this was not Detroit. I don't know. Yeah, it is. Much love from Detroit, and thanks for the opportunity. Cool. You know, the beat here is, to me, I don't have a lot of bad stuff to say about the beat. What I would want, though, is maybe a little bit more bass line. Just a little bit more bass.
Real as they come.
I think this is the instrumental part right here.
Real speech. Holistic. I feel good, man. This is what it's supposed to feel like.
You know. Cool. A little bit, a bass line. A subby kind of just bass note coming in there sometimes would benefit the entire thing. Just a little bit. But it's all there. The attitude, someone said a few words here that made sense. Cadence, inflection, tone, fire. Yeah, for sure. It's a great rapper. It's a great track in general. This is exactly the stuff I would listen to on my spare time. We also have some nice sneakers, some TV interviews, just someone just flexing on us, and that's cool. And the video looks great too. But this has been sent in from the producer, and you know, making these kinds of beats with samples that has these old school, old timey type of strings, and you just chop it up and put it together, and it becomes what this is with these types of drums. You know, it's you know, I might come off as just this corny ass dude who just likes one type of thing, and I kind of am. This is straight up hip hop. To me, this is what it should sound like, you know? Everything just works. I don't have a lot of bad stuff to say about it. Maybe more bass frequencies in the beat, just by adding some subnotes in there. Sure. Someone says with a more gritty bass line it would be much better. Pete Rock style. Yeah, kinda. But well balanced, well produced, it sounds professional in every way possible. And, you know, the producer sent that in here for me to what did he say? I am a great inspiration. Thank you. You are too. This is inspirational, just as it is. I want to sit down and make a beat that sounds kind of like that right now. Real as they come. Yeah, you are also as real as they come, it sounds like. Classic stuff. Chopped up strings, piano, you know. Yeah. No one says anything bad. No flannel, though. No. That's just for a selected few of us. Fucking old white guy bragging about the flannel. Who even wears this? I do. Dope beat, dope sample. Very good work. Nothing to say. Either you like it or not, but it's a solid track. To me, yeah. It's just great. Just great. Holistic Music, thanks a lot for sending it in. I would love to hear you send something else in that's just a beat, because the rap takes a lot of focus here. And this is another email that's just someone who wants me to pay for marketing on TikTok. And this one has actually been played. So I've made a few mistakes in a previous episode. So let's jump that one. This is also just ads. Here's another one. Pants review in a previous stream. Today it's flannel. Yeah, you know, I'm a simple guy. We talked about pants the last time. Dickies 873. It's the same today, but not the green ones. It's the black ones. And when it comes to flannels, it's all about the Dickies there too. I'm at this point where I'm pretty much wearing Dickies or Carhartt. I wasn't even sure. Carhartt, Dickies, that's... This is from John Mossy. This is Snacks, made on my MP1. Thanks for the airtime, accurate. The beginning is a little too loud, watch out. And it's on SoundCloud, so I don't have much to say. I can actually lower the volume beforehand. That's cool. Snacks by Moss.
Who's Loopy that? Oh, you're looking for. Or the other one.
The other one.
Well, he was good too.
Thanks. No, you don't get a lot of people who are putting away him.
Why would you need comforting?
I need to die. I was alone in the dark and ate the king.
Well, yes, natural. I think so. That's what lots of us.
About what? About who?
Yeah. No.
About who?
Oh, right, yeah. No, still again.
Yeah, it took me a minute to realize that this is not the right track. Sorry. It's vocal only. What do you mean? I played the wrong track. My bad. That's more like it. So, forget about the last minute of the stream. That was someone, queued up on SoundCloud. So now, let's have a drink. The panning was vocal only. Yeah, but that track doesn't count. So we have the producer in here. Let's see. He said something. Mouse here. So that's not it. Okay. You could have made that more obvious. Mouse is in the chat under the name Kupowski. That's cool. And I played the wrong track. My bad. Let's try again. This is Snacks by Mouse. Oh, sorry, I'm jumping all over the track now to hear some parts again. Crushing, let's I'm gonna mention that soon, the Apollo and the audio views. But hey, we played the right track. This is Moss. We heard the track, we heard 2 minutes of it, and to me this is interesting. Someone also points out in the chat room that we are playing a few different kinds of beats in the stream, and that's true. But also, we've been at it for 2.5 hours now, and we've heard a lot of stuff. Super true school hip hop, some more like atmospheric stuff, some stuff like this, and also some more like up tempo with just a few drums. You know, there's been a whole range of things, and I think that's fun. This track to me feels, I mean, I mentioned in the last stream that I have this problem with reggae or dub in general. And this is definitely somewhere in the dub genre, in the dub realm of things. And it's different and it's unique. Some things could be improved. I have some problems with the mixing here. It feels like there's a lot of some things and less of some things, and I'm not in love with the balance. Some things, I mean, in this case, just go to your DAW, just turn everything down and back up to find the levels, and I'm sure it's gonna hit the spot. It's just something that's feels a little bit off. The drums could have more life in them in general, but maybe this is also a part of this genre that I'm not totally getting. Because we have this backbeat kind of thing, this suction thing going on. It's not the right way to describe it, but to me it's suction. Not that it sucks, but whatever. Describing things like this is difficult. It's not a bad track, it's not a bad production. It's creative and there's a lot of different parts to it, a lot of things coming in and out, and it's cool. It's really cool to have a wider range of things being played in a show like this. I mean, is this straight up dub? Is this how dub sounds these days? I don't know. Thanks a lot for sending it in. I'm afraid I don't have a lot of thoughts to share about this, and I'm really sorry that I played the wrong track at the beginning. The bass is cool. So, I found a setting in my console to make my headphones mono, but your stuff stereo. That's what I had before, and now it's there again. So now I hear both left and right, the left channel and the right channel at the same volume on just my left, because I'm deaf on one ear and that's what it is. So now I'm getting a straight up mono signal as I'm used to, and you're getting the full stereo. So everyone's happy. And let me address this real quick. I'm using the console for routing and also for the effect that I have on this mic right now. Because the Apollo X8 is my main audio interface in my setup. It is. But, oh, could I do this? I know we're not talking about gear right now, but I can't help myself because someone asked. So, oh, that actually worked. And this is, these are my audio interfaces. Apollo X8 from Universal Audio, partly or mainly actually because of the UAD stuff in here. I love to be able to throw a compressor on my mic whenever I do these things, and it just works. But I also have the AudioFuse 16 rig down here. Right now, just hooked up to the Apollo over what's that called? Not the SPDIF, but the optical cable. So ADAT, that's what it's called. So they're connected over ADAT, so I have all the different channels available to me. And I also have this extra USB cord in the back that I could plug straight into the computer and use that one as my main audio interface if I wanted to. But my setup for the last 6 months or something has been on the Apollo as the main interface and the 16 rig as the slave over ADAT. And that really works super, super well with my patch bay and everything. I love that setup. So that's what it is. Just wanted to mention that since someone asked. And I also have this weird thing that no, I'm not using the 8 Pre. It sits in the rack, but it's not connected at all right now because I just don't need that many inputs. I have a lot of them right now. And I'm also running everything in mono, so there's a lot of channels going on. The audio fuse is great. It's a rock solid audio interface. I don't have anything bad to say about it. But I do have this crazy thing going in my mind. I guess that's just a mental thing. The AudioFuse 16 rig is USB 2, I think. And the Apollo X8 is Thunderbolt 3, which just makes it feel more solid. I don't know. But that's the setup. That's what I'm using. And I am gonna do a studio tour pretty soon. You know what? Let's not talk more about that. Let's play more beats. Let's do 2 more. 2 more beats. Okay. 2 more beats. That's from John Mossy. Thanks a lot for sending it in. Now we have Jared. Hey, thanks for taking the time to check out my beat. So this is obviously his second submission. It's on... No, okay, he's talking about this one. Let's read the email. Fuck. Hey, thanks for taking the time to check out my beat. It's unreleased right now, but I plan on putting it on my next release soon. Should be on streaming within a few weeks. This is from Jared. Warm Gloom, and the track is called Hang Gliding, I think. 2 more beats. This and 1 more. Cool. So, I gotta be honest and say that the first thing that struck me here was, the snare sound really didn't fit in. That's what I thought at first. Having listened to it for like a minute, it felt like, yeah, the snare just fits perfectly. I don't think it does. But, these kinds of atmospheric beats that just, I don't know. What did you say in the email? It's unreleased right now, but I plan on putting it on my next release. Cool. So it's pretty much finished. And that confuses me a bit, or surprises me, because a track like that could need maybe a top line somewhere to make it more interesting and more, having a little bit more variation. But still, the beat as it is in this simple form gives you a sense of emotion, It's repetitive and it's just a loop, but the comparison doesn't hold up, I know, but bear with me. If you listen to some of the instrumental beats from Pete Rock, for instance, it's more times than not just a single loop over and over and over. And it's not necessarily bad if the loop is strong enough. In this case, is the loop strong enough? Maybe not. Maybe you need to add something more. I know I would have tried to add something more on this myself. Can you play it again for a second? Yeah, sure. And that electric piano note, dang, it's also too loud, I guess. But we have to think about this we have to take it for what it is. The bass works with the entire vibe of it, and it's dreamy and it's vibey. It feels like sure, I agree. As someone pointed out in the chat, it needs a little bit more work. It does. Like adding something here wouldn't hurt. It wouldn't make the vibe or the beat any worse. So why not just try it? Someone writes all caps, "Do you only accept beats?" No, I accept everything. Send whatever you want. Just be aware that if you make a super weird and pretty bad remix of a Mobb Deep track, I'm not gonna love it. If you send heavy metal, I'm not gonna love it, and I'm gonna be somewhat honest about that. But am I still open to play anything? Yes, I am. I've made this stupid choice at the beginning of all this to just accept everything, play everything. Give it the time it deserves, or maybe more time than it deserves in some cases. But send anything in. The email is right down here. Sarah Jackson is pointing out what's wrong about this. This song is missing a top line, some chord variations, and a break to suspend time and go in more atmospheric stuff. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say, but in a nicer way. It's a little bit too repetitive. You need to maybe add something more. Need to. I don't know if you need to. My advice to you is to add something more. Now, let's get into the last one. The last beat for today. And since since I'm a geek and I have the possibilities, let's try to make this quick. Let's go for a... No, come on, lock. We're going for a red vibe because the light is blinking. It's soon about to end. This is the last track. So, Jared says hi. No, he says hey. Not sure if I'm late to the party, but anyway, here's 2 beats if you want a review. Both samples I made myself from scratch. And a link to Dropbox. Gotta love it. The last beat for today, guys. Then we're gonna see each other sooner than you might think. So, okay. Before going into this thing and making this into a weekly show, yeah, I'm gonna try to use that word. And if you would, okay, let me just, if you would have asked me weeks ago, before I decided to dive into this beat review concept, if you would have asked me, what kind of tracks do you think your viewers are making? This is exactly what I think people are making. Because it's good. It's really good. It's nice and solid. It's well balanced, as someone is pointing out, and all the different sound choices and everything. It's in there. It's good. Now I'm gonna be critical because it also feels like. What did he say? I'm late to the party. Here's 2 beats. Both samples I made from scratch. That in itself is really cool. What I'm trying to say here is that okay. It's not nice to say this now because this doesn't really. This is not aimed specifically towards this producer of this beat, you know. But sometimes it shines through. Not for this one specifically, again, but sometimes it shines through that you haven't made a ton of sometimes it just shines through that you maybe haven't made a bunch of beats. Maybe you haven't made beats for an extended period of time. Not saying that you're a beginner, but or maybe sometimes you just don't spend the time that a beat deserves to be finished or polished or whatever. And I do the same thing myself. Now, let's talk about this specifically because it's great and a lot of people are liking it and me too. And it's a straight up loop. And that's cool for something like this. That's fine. The vocals in the sample, and the bass line, everything is in pitch, it's on beat, it's correct in all those kinds of ways. Someone says that it's generic. That's not really the word I would use, but it's Moran says it's generic, and then also follows up with it's hard to stand out from the crowd. And that's what I'm trying to say. It's not generic, it's not that it's uncreative or anything. It's just doesn't have that final touch. And we're talking about like 2% of the final touch. And those 2% could be everything. I'm not an expert, but I would try to... someone says like, yeah, you need to filter the bass, the kick drum, this and this way. Might be true. But to me, what's not perfect about this one is just the swing, the groove. And I make the same mistake myself, especially when I make beats here on the channel in live live beat making. Because every single kick drum is the same level. And it sounds like everything is programmed pretty much on the grid. And to me, lowering this one a few BPM, just a little bit in tempo, and adding some swing to the drums would make this one so much better. Because you have all the parts in here. The sample, the bass is good, the drums, everything sounds as it should. Just lacks a little bit of that emotion, that feeling, that swing. And again, I'm not saying that everything has to be super drunken beats. It doesn't have to be boom, 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 whatever. But if we would have adjusted the volume of some of the kick drums, maybe the hi-hat, but some of the kick drums, and shifted everything slightly on the timeline to have more of a human kind of feel. You know? Boom, ka, boom, boom, ka, boom. Just boom, ka, boom, boom, ka, boom, 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 ka, boom, boom, ka, boom, ka. Would just help this production. To me. So, it's good. It has everything in there, but I would just love to put a little bit more love and effort into the timing of things. And I mean, the simplicity of the boom, ba-boom, boom, 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 boom. That's fine. A bass line is supposed to be like that in my book. So this is a really complicated way of me saying I like the beat, it's good, just lacks a little bit of groove. So Sarah Jackson says, if I did the song, I would probably add more groovy bass line. I'm not sure that's necessary. As Accurate says, some swing on the hi-hats, a break with some electric guitar plus piano. Sure, but I don't think you need to go that crazy and like add too much. It's cool that sometimes just it doesn't have to be too much. But to me, the swing, the groove, the feeling. Like someone said, your beat is correct and a check mark. And that's what I feel like. This beat is correct, but it could be improved. Just by swing. A bit more taste, a bit more flavor. Yeah, and those words doesn't really mean much. Taste, I mean, you can't just add salt to it. This needs a little bit of shift, some shifts in the timing of the drums. Well, we're getting more and more granular and talking about the details of things. And that's not necessarily good. But again, this was the last beat for today. So if you want to sign out, you're more than willing to do so. I'm going to talk for a few more minutes about me and what I do. But this episode of Beat Review is officially over as a beat review. Now it's just a fucking YouTuber who's full of himself. So let's adjust that. Whatever. That one's all green. So, let me just, Wait, there was two more. No, there's not going to be more beats. But I want to talk a little bit about me and what I do. Because it's my platform. No, it's not that serious. All I'm trying to say is that this is a Monday night show to me. Beat review. Once a week. That's what it is. But I also promise you guys some live beat making as live streams on the channel. And that's what it is. That's what's up. Wednesday or Thursday this week, we're gonna see each other in here again for a beat making session. I need to have a moment of time on this channel to just make a fool out of myself, to just work on some music. But am I doing it Wednesday or Thursday on the MPC Key 30? Okay, that camera is what it is. Am I using the MPC Key 37, or do I want to grab the machine with the new 3.0 software? I haven't used machine for a while. Hannibal actor. Every time he's saying, someone is saying, it's me. Like 5 times this evening. Yeah, I can't remember what everyone says, but yeah, Hannibal actor has been busy in this chat, and I really appreciate that. Please keep being active. That's awesome. That's great. So, I don't know why I went into this entire big thing. I'm gonna do another live stream this week of some actual beat making. Me making some music myself, and it's not gonna be better than most of the things you've heard here, but I'm gonna sit here and make beats as I normally do and have the cameras running. That's what it is. He did me like that too. Okay, sorry. I try to move quickly sometimes, and I just pick something up from the chat room, and I just, someone said something like this, and sometimes it's you, sometimes it's someone else. So, are we using the MPC or a machine for the next stream? That's the question. Because Native Instruments made this huge ordeal about the Machine 3.0 software, and I'm not sure if I understand everything correctly. As far as I've seen myself, it's I mean, I don't want to be disrespectful to the people working on the things, because I'm sure there's a lot of work behind all that. But from a user perspective, sure, the interface looks a bit different. And we now have stem separation in machine, which is cool. But, making a whole thing out of there are now a few new ways to edit MIDI in the software. That should have been there a while ago. And it's cool that it's there, but it's not a huge thing, And the Machine 3.0 software is just available for the computer so far. So in that case, I would have to use it in controller mode. And I'm not super excited about that. I'm not. But a few people are saying the MPC, so maybe we're going to do it on the MPC. Unfortunately, still the key 37. Because I haven't received the MPC X SE. I doubt that it's ever going to be here. But whatever. So, Wednesday or Thursday, I hope to see at least some of you here again for my live beat making session. We're gonna try to do that every other week. Sometimes life's just busy, and it is what it is. Now, it's 11 p.m. my time, so it's time for me to say good night and go to bed. I just wanted a little bit of feedback on are we doing this next session on the MPC or machine. Let's vote. No, there's not that. That's not that big of a deal. So let's do it on the MPC. Yeah, a lot of people's takes has been meh. And that's what I think too. I mean, from a usability standpoint, the MPC3 software, Machine 3 software, of course it's better than before. And the graphical interface has been changed and refreshed and better, I guess. But it's not that much new stuff happening. So yeah, Wednesday, Thursday, something like that, beat making on the MPC. So thanks a lot for everyone. Thanks a lot to everyone for being here for this episode of the Beat Review. I really appreciate it, and I'm getting kind of comfortable with just realizing that this is going to be a weekly thing for a foreseeable future, because we have a lot of beats to go through. I said something about 50, and yeah, I've received 12 during the stream. So beats are still coming in, and we're still gonna listen to every single thing that comes. Nicotine pouch hits different in the top lip. You mean you want to put these ones on in the bottom lip? No, of course not. So whatever, I need to go. Thanks a lot for being here. We're gonna say bye-bye for real. Peace out, and thanks a lot for the super chats and all the support. And again, keep in mind that these live streams aren't sponsored and it's not monetized content, and they're gonna be here on the channel for forever. So thanks a lot everyone for being here again. Time to go to bed. I'm gonna say bye-bye and sign out for real. Take care. Peace out. Okay. Fucking Windows. Yeah.